My name is Tami Barrett. I'm the Lincoln Branch Manager at the Better Business Bureau in Lincoln, Nebraska.
And you have been with us for Thrive for several years, talking about all of the things to look out for seniors to protect them. Tell us a little bit more about what you do at the Better Business Bureau besides helping look out for scams and nefarious people out there.
Well, I provide a lot of community education, and I also plan the Integrity Awards, and this has invited our businesses throughout the whole Lincoln area and as well as greater Nebraska, can submit applications on how they provide ethical information and ethical marketplace information to their businesses and to their community and their employees. And it's just a celebration on ethics. And we have a ceremony. We haven't had one since COVID, but we plan to have one next year.
Perfect.
And
Good.
we also do a Shred Day event in October. We're hoping to have it this year. And usually it's completely open to the public. And we're hoping for Saturday, October 16th at Westgate Bank on 56th and Highway 2, but that more will come on if we're going to actually have that event or not, because things can change with this pandemic.
Absolutely. So basically, the Better Business Bureau is a great watchdog for all of us in
definitely.
Our community. Unfortunately, and I don't know why this is, seniors tend to be the target of a lot of unscrupulous activity out there. Can you tell me more maybe about why that is, why seniors are such a target?
I think seniors, their generation and with their age group, it's hard for them to be rude and to shut the door when door-to-door salespeople come to their door, or if people are on the phone, it's hard for them just to hang up the phone when someone is being high pressured. And sometimes there's just people that have cognitive impairments and they're unsure of how to navigate the system. And there's also the question with our families getting involved with their elderly loved ones. Are they overseeing their care and their finances and everything like that? So they're more vulnerable because of the population that they're in.
So if there's one thing that anybody watching this can take away today, is that you can be rude to people.
Yes,
you for
definitely.
sure can do it.
Definitely.
Right.
It's okay to shut the door. It's okay to hang up the phone. It will protect you in the long run.
Great. The COVID has added, I'm sure, a whole nother layer of unscrupulous activity that's happening. Can you tell us a little bit more about some of the scams that you've heard of and ways that seniors can protect themselves?
Definitely. Right now, what's hot in the news right now is not posting your vaccine card on social media. And so it's really important that no one does this, and no matter what age group, because that is very sensitive information. A scam artist can steal your identity and open up credit cards and bank statements and all kinds of accounts just by having your full name and your birth date. And so those vaccine cards have a lot of detailed information on them. They have the place that you got the vaccine. They also have sometimes they have the vaccine lot number. Some of them also have something called your medical record number. And actually that's a violation of HIPAA for you to post that on your social media, because some things are just meant private. And that medical record number is very sensitive information. And if someone gets a hold of that, they can contact your health insurance company and alter your doses of medication and create a lot of havoc with your medical record. And so it leads to something called medical identity theft. And that's very important to keep in mind, that please don't post your vaccine card on social media, because what it also does is it can really create some problems and sabotage your ability to get your second dose, because scam artists can contact you and impersonate the health department or that pharmacy and say that your next shot is due and this is when you come, and it's all a big scam.
Um, are there any other scams out there regarding shots? Are there people out there trying to sell shots, or is there additional misinformation there?
There are people contacting the public trying to get them to come in for a vaccine, and then they ask you for personal information such as your social security number, credit card information, any type of identification, and then you are supposed to be scheduled for a vaccine and it never happens and your identity is stolen.
So what is the best way for those that might be watching that have not yet signed up for their vaccine? The world of the internet is kind of crazy and confusing. What is the best way for someone to sign up and be safe knowing that they're getting a vaccine and that they're not being scammed?
Well, the best way is to watch the news and ask exactly what registry do I need to be on. And remember with those vaccine cards that you shouldn't keep them with you. You need to keep the original at home in a safe place and make a photocopy of it. And because if your original gets stolen, it's going to be a little difficult to get a new one. You can still contact the health department or the pharmacy that you got it from, and they can send you out a new one. But the best thing to do to keep that information safe is to put it somewhere in a desk or somewhere at your home, make a photocopy, make a digital copy of it, and then keep those copies with you. And just like you shouldn't bring your social security card with you, you should never have your social security card with you in your purse or your wallet. That is too sensitive of information. And if that gets stolen, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
All right, so that's COVID. Are there any IRS scams that are happening right now? I know that there's a
Yes.
lot going on. We've had an extension for taxes. What else might be happening that's going on that we need to be aware of?
Oh, yeah, it's tax season right now. And so seniors and those who care about them need to be alert for tax scams targeting older Americans who are becoming more comfortable with evolving technologies such as social media. Unfortunately, this gives scammers another means of taking advantage. The likelihood of fraud diminishes when an older person has trusted friends or family members taking an interest in their activities, online and off, and helping monitor their affairs. So the stimulus payments and tax refund theft, I want to get into here. When criminals steal your identity, they can file false tax returns and collect a nice little refund for themselves, making it harder for you to get yours. If you think you are the victim of identity theft, consult the Taxpayer Guide to Identity Theft on irs.gov. Identity thieves and others also steal stimulus payments. People at nursing homes are at particular jeopardy of having their payments taken from them. Stimulus payments generally belong to the recipients, not the organization providing the care. These payments do not count as a resource for determining eligibility for Medicaid and other federal programs.
Anybody that is watching this right now that is concerned about scam activity, make sure that you're looking in on your friends, on your relatives. If you've got maybe somebody that doesn't have a lot of contact with folks, COVID has made us all a little bit more isolated, a little bit farther apart from one another. Make sure you're checking in with that person. Hey, how's it going? Who did you have prepare your taxes this year? Who have you gotten your vaccine yet? Where are you getting your vaccine? Constantly asking them questions would be a good thing, checking in with these folks. Wouldn't you agree, Tami?
Definitely. And a little bit more about the IRS, because it's a very risky time right now, and there's a lot of different rules going on with the extensions. Is beware if you are being asked to act immediately. Everybody should just take a step back and not act when someone is rushing them. The IRS does not call, text, or email. They don't wire money or use a prepaid debit card. If you owe taxes or you think you might, contact the IRS at irs.gov. And if you know you don't owe taxes, report the incident to the Department of Treasury. And so remember that no one from the IRS will come to your home. There's not people from the IRS that do house visits. If you owe money, you're going to be able to know about it because you're going to get something in the mail.
Terrific, terrific.
Yeah.
And there's always people to call. If something smells fishy or feels strange, look into it, take a step back. Again, don't be rushed and don't be afraid. The things that we want people to do, call your friends, look out for them. Don't be afraid to be rude. And if it doesn't seem right, stop for a second, take a step
Right.
back and ask questions. And I would imagine, Tami, your office is available for phone calls as well.
Definitely. And most importantly, don't feel ashamed. Everybody, this happens to me too. I had an incident where I had a tree service come out, and I kind of paid up front for it, and he did a little bit of work, but then it didn't do the most of the work afterwards. And so it happens to the best of us. And please don't feel like you should be secret about it or hide it from your family or your friends. And most importantly, you need to report it.
Where should someone go to report it? Where would be a good place
So
to
if
do
there's
that?
been any money lost, it's important to contact your law enforcement, your local law enforcement. Also, the Federal Trade Commission is a good place to report things. The Attorney General's office, they are just an incredible resource, and they want to know about different scams going on because that's a very important part of their job, is that education. And then for the BBB, you can contact us, and you can actually go online to report a scam at bbb.org/scam tracker. And you can actually use an interactive tool. That's what the scam tracker is. And you can report your own scam that you've been involved with. Or you can search if you think that there's a scam going on in your neighborhood or in your area. You can do a search on that and it can pull it up. And you can pull it up by city, zip code, or even the topic of the scam. And
Very
lastly,
interesting.
you want to report it to the U.S. Postal Inspector if there's any type of mail, especially with foreign lotteries. If you get that in the mail, they want to know about that with the Postal Service.
Terrific. Yeah, it's so unfortunate that people take advantage of someone else's trust. And that's what it is.
Definitely.
Well,
Yep.
Tami, thank you so much for joining us today.
Okay.
Yes,
Sounds
I look
good.
forward to talking with you more again. I think these are great interviews and great topics to be able to touch on every few months. I hope you can join me again.
Yeah, and these topics that we covered today are in real time. This is the most latest breaking news about IRS and the COVID vaccine cards. This is what's happening right now in our areas and our communities. So good topics today.